Living in a suburban neighborhood with an HOA is usually peaceful, neatly trimmed lawns, quiet evenings, and polite neighbors. But not when you live next to someone like Karen. Yes, the HOA Karen, the one who takes her self-appointed neighborhood watch role way too seriously. This is the story of how she broke into my garage, screamed about paint fumes, and ended up in the back of a police cruiser. Let me take you back 6 months ago. I had just bought my first home, a modest fixer-upper with good bones but in need of a lot of TLC. The garage was my temporary workshop where I spent my weekends painting cabinets, restoring furniture, and occasionally doing DIY projects with my teenage son. It wasn't industrial work, just regular water-based paints, proper ventilation, and safety measures in place. But apparently, that didn't sit well with Karen. Karen lives 2 doors down and is the self-proclaimed enforcer of our HOA. She's not on the board, mind you, just very vocal at meetings and quick to threaten people with fines for violations like a weed in the lawn or a recycling bin left out 10 minutes past pickup. The first time she approached me, she didn't even knock. I heard yelling from my driveway. She stood there arms crossed, face scrunched up like she had just sucked a lemon. "You can't paint in your garage. The fumes are illegal. I'll report you to the HOA." I politely told her I was following safety guidelines and not breaking any rules. I even invited her to look inside and see that it was all water-based, non-toxic stuff. She refused and stormed off. Over the next few weeks, she escalated. Anonymous complaints to the HOA. Snide remarks to my wife about people who bring the neighborhood down. Passive-aggressive flyers about air quality violations left in our mailbox. We documented everything. I installed security cameras, just in case, and thank goodness I did. One Saturday, I was out running errands while my son worked on repainting an old dresser for his room. He had the garage door half open for ventilation and was wearing a mask. That's when Karen struck. According to my son, and later confirmed by footage, Karen marched right up our driveway, ducked under the garage door, and started yelling. "What is this? Painting again? This is illegal. I'm calling the EPA." My son, shocked, told her to leave. She refused. He picked up his phone to call me, and that's when she pushed past him, started opening drawers and shelves, ranting about evidence, and how she'd get us fined into bankruptcy. Thankfully, a neighbor across the street saw the whole thing and called the police. By the time I returned home, there were 2 squad cars parked outside, lights flashing. Karen was still yelling, now at the officers, insisting that we were the criminals. But the footage showed everything: unlawful entry, harassment, even minor assault when she shoved my son. The officers calmly explained the severity of her actions. She was arrested for trespassing and disturbing the peace. I didn't press charges for the shove, but the restraining order came soon after. The HOA, likely embarrassed, distanced themselves from her entirely. We submitted the footage and complaint logs, and the board released a statement making it clear that Karen was not an official representative of the association. In fact, she was fined for HOA violations herself, mainly due to her behavior and unauthorized entry into a private property. Since then, it's been quiet. Karen avoids our home like the plague. She still lives here, but the queen of the cul-de-sac persona has been shattered. The irony: the dresser my son was painting during her rampage, it now holds his gaming gear, and a framed still image of Karen's shocked face as the cops cuffed her. It's our little trophy. Never mess with people over imaginary rules, especially when you're the one actually breaking the law. And always install cameras.